Today, my little Chromebook camera, I think, is blurry enough that the lack of shaving is not too much noticed. Having no TV makeup, I have to rely on the poor quality of the camera to gloss over or blur over any blemishes. Blur the blemishes. I like to smile where the teeth are not missing. I'd like to tell a story. These videos will start out much like podcasts. I'm not sure if my face will add much to them. I don't have the knowledge, patience, wherewithal to put in little images every few seconds flashing to another one to keep your attention. Maybe the waving hand will fill the space. I'll tell little stories. I hope they're not off-putting. I will try this channel, the channel of the Teenage Grandpa, to be friendly, funny, and generally uncontroversial. Perhaps I might tell an anecdote, a joke, or a story that's something out of the 20th century, and may use themes that are no longer considered acceptable by our wider society. I'll try to keep that to a minimum, and certainly I would never want to put anything hateful out there or disparaging. But some things are just funny, and we are all a little bit different. It reminds me of the definitions of heaven and hell. In heaven, all the policemen are British. All the lovers are Italian. All the engineers are German. All the cooks are French. Everything's run by the Swiss. In hell, all the policemen are German. All the cooks are British. All the lovers are Swiss. What does that leave the French? And it's all run by the Italians. The cooks are British. The police are German. Ah, the French must be the engineers. So people are a little bit different. We're not looking to disparage anyone. Achtung. History is history. Which reminds me of back in the age of sail. History, you know. There was a fellow on a train to Indianapolis who told me a story about a sea captain, British, came upon an uncharted island and his ship badly in need of fresh water. He found there were native people on the island, and he met the chief, and to placate and befriend the chief and to help ensure that he could get adequate water supply, he decided to give the chief a heavy brass chair. It was very impressive. The captain had it in his cabin, had the men bring it ashore. He presented it to the king as a new throne, and he also presented him with his brass bedstead. A beautiful thing, very ornate. The king was overjoyed, said, "Take all the water you need." That night, in his thatched hut, the king installed the bed, and it took up so much room there was no more left for the chair. So he tied it up in the rafters and hung it there. In the middle of the night, the chair from the heavy weight came crashing down onto the bed, causing a huge disturbance. The moral of the story is, people who live in grass houses shouldn't stow thrones. And on that note, I thank you very much.